Hi, guys, welcome to another episode of the Beautiful You Show. Today, I am doing a talk story video. So, I'm wanting to share with you 3 tips for building confidence. And the reason that I think this is important is because a lot of people go through life feeling as if they are not good enough, they're not worthy, they can't have the life that they want to have. And so I wanted to share some tips that I found that has always worked. And so the first tip I'm going to share is don't compare. And the reason I say this is because what happens is when we compare ourselves to other people, it's usually in a negative way, meaning that we can always find somebody that is doing something better than we are. They look better than we do. They're skinnier, smarter, happier, richer. And so when we compare ourselves, we end up feeling worse about who we are as people. And then it also promotes other feelings like jealousy and envy. Um, and those are just not good feelings to carry. And so, to combat comparing ourselves, um, the second tip I like to share is focus on what you have. And so it's easy to focus on what you don't have. We live in a very lack and scarcity society. Society is always telling us what we don't have, what we need, what we should get. If we had this or that, our lives would be so much better. But in order to boost your confidence, you have to focus on what you have. So I'll share a story with you. When I was growing up during the 80s, rhinoplasty was a very popular thing. That was like the beginning of plastic surgery, so to speak. And so I think it was I think Michael Jackson that made it popular because people started noticing that his nose looked noticeably different. He went from a very African American nose to a thinner, more prominent, slimmer nose. And so I heard these messages. I watched television, I read magazines, and so I thought I needed rhinoplasty or a very Western or Caucasian type of nose. And I don't have that. I have a very Polynesian nose. It's a bigger nose. It's a wider nose. And so what I decided to do was instead of spending all my energy on what I didn't have, which is focusing on having a big nose, a wider nose, focusing on having a nose that didn't look like what was popular at the time. I focused on what I did have. And what I had was a beautiful smile. And I still have a beautiful smile. And so I put all my energy into improving my smile. I would practice in the mirror, I would brush my teeth a lot. Um, I would do different poses. I know it's embarrassing a little bit, but that was something that I did have. And so you can use this for different things. What do you have? Do you have a talent that other people don't have? Do you have a skill that other people don't have? Do you have dimples and everybody else wants dimples? Do you have um, an idea that will help improve other people's lives? Are you able to cook really well? So focus on what you do have, and instead of putting your energy towards what you don't have and feeling stuck or feeling overwhelmed or feeling less than with that, put your energy into what you do have. And so that's my second tip. First tip is don't compare. Second tip is focus on what you do have. I want to say something about the first tip with comparison. There is a positive way you can use comparison, and that is if it makes you want to improve who you are or where you are. And so comparison can actually be a really good tool. If there's somebody that inspires you to live better, live healthier, to be better, to improve your time or your ability, or to improve on your skills, that's a great way to use comparison. But the comparison I'm talking about is the comparison that drains your energy, that makes you feel junk or makes you feel bad about yourself. And so that's what you don't want to do. So don't compare and focus on what you have. The last tip I'm going to share, there's many, many, many tips, but I just wanted to share three to make this video brief, is employ tools. And so I'm going to share some of the tools that I use. Some people might call them resources, some people call them tools, some people call them skills. One of my best tools is music. And so when I am noticing that I'm not in a good headspace, or I'm feeling negative, or I'm feeling down, or moody, or I'm feeling less than, or I'm not feeling good enough, I turn on music that just makes me feel joy and gets me moving and makes me want to dance and makes me feel happy or sexy, or makes me want to clap my hands, makes me want to snap my fingers, makes me want to move my body. And what I noticed is it has the ability to take me out of a very negative mind space and put me in the present moment. And if you notice, nothing, no negative thoughts, if you are focused on the present moment and what is happening right now at this time, meaning you're listening to good music, you're dancing, you're smiling, you're feeling joy, it can change your mood. It can change your headspace from a negative headspace to a positive headspace. And there's many other tools. I love to listen to podcasts. I love to read books, especially audiobooks that I read on my phone or I listen to. Um, Other people like to be more physical. They like to work out, they like to hike, they like to be in nature, or they like to watch TV shows that make them laugh, that make them feel good, that help make them happy. And so there's many, many tools that you can employ that can help you build confidence and change your mood. There's also people that you like to be around. Like whenever you're around them, you just feel joy, or they make you feel special, they make you feel seen, or they make you feel adored, or they help you to be happier. Um, so those things you want to increase. Um, Whether it's music, whether it's a show, whether it's a person, whether it's anything that helps you improve your mood can help you to build confidence. And once you start doing these things, you'll notice that it'll be easier and easier and easier. And so, the first one I said is don't compare. So, unless you're using comparison to inspire you, um, try not to compare yourself to anybody else. You're a unique person. Nobody else in this world is you. And it took an amazing amount of effort for you to be here, if you think about it. Out of everybody else that could have been here, it's you. And so focus on that aspect, that nobody is you. You're unique. You're your own person. It's okay to use comparison in a sense that it inspires you to be better, to work harder, or work smarter, or be more successful, or be happier, or um, be in service. Um, so it's okay to use comparison that way, but if it's making you feel junk about yourself, don't compare. Second tool, focus on what you have. What are the characteristics, the attributes? Kindness is free, and not everyone is kind. And that's an amazing characteristic to have. And you might be the kindest person, and that's going to make so many other people want to be around you. And that's a great way to boost confidence. The last one is employ tools. If it's music, if it's getting in the ocean, if it's a certain outfit that you always feel like you look good in, if it's a book that inspires you or it encourages you, or if there's a writer, if there's a podcast, if there's a TV show, anything that boosts your mood and improves your confidence. And so those are my tips. I'll try to continue with this series. I want it to be something that we can build upon. But thank you so much for sharing, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on what you thought. And if you have any suggestions for what can boost your confidence, please share them down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe this video, and thank you so much for watching. Until next time.